Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, we can definitely say the dog days of summer have arrived around the area, mainly due to this time of year. Obviously, the fishing has gotten quite a bit tougher, but also the wind. The wind this past week has been pretty tough around the area, making it pretty difficult for fishermen to get on the lake. So we have to take that into consideration as well. And like I said, it just has gotten tougher, and people have to move around and find those active fish. And guys have had some luck up around the eastern half of the state. Some of the lakes in the northeast include Bitter, Opitz, Indian Springs, Wabe, Reed, and then also both dries by Clark as well as Florence have been doing fairly well. Again, mainly fishing a lot of the weeds or the structure that are found in each one of those lakes. Now in the southeastern part of the state, lakes continue to be Ponset, Dry Lake, and by the way, Dry Lake, it's really low, and you got to keep an eye out for the hazards, not only the sunken road, but the rock piles out there. A lot of guys are hitting the rock piles with their boats, and that's not a good thing. Other lakes include Thompson, 81 Ponds, Sinai, Oakwood, Vermilion in the late afternoon and evening has really started to pick up lately, and then also Brant and Madison. Now, what have guys been using for the walleyes? Mainly a lot of bottom bouncing going on with spinners, using live bait, whether or not it be leeches, crawlers, or minnows. So we have a great selection of spinners, as you can see behind me. The other thing that guys are using are pulling plugs, and the main reason why is that they're going around trying to cover as much water looking for those active fish. So keep that in mind. As far as the perch bite is concerned, guys are doing fairly well, again, depending on the weather. At Ponset, Big Stone, Thompson, Twin, Bitter, and then also 81 Ponds. And they've also been using waxworms and small minnows for that. And as far as the crappie bite and bluegill bite is concerned, crappies can be caught at Ponset, Thompson, Madison, and Brant. And then bluegills have been doing fairly well for the past couple of weeks at Enemy Swim, Lake Pahoja in northwest Iowa, Lake Alvin, southeast of Sioux Falls, and then also 81 Ponds. And again, mainly small pieces of crawler or waxworm for the bluegill. Well, folks, in this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about perch fishing. And let me first say, there's no right or wrong way to perch fish. There's a number of different ways, and we're just going to talk about one of the more consistent ways that people use during this time of year, as well as ice fishing. And really what it involves is to make sure you have the right type of equipment. One of the things to have is a light action rod with a light tip. And that's what you're going to see here with a Cubby's rod that we use in the summertime that has a light tip. And you don't have to have a Cubby rod. You can use any rod, but you see how sensitive and light action that tip is so that you can see that you have a perch biting or any type of fish biting at that point in time. So a light action rod is really critical to your success out there, whether or not you're bobber fishing or jigging. And then also you can use a bobber. You can use a slip bobber, and that comes in handy as well as certain times of the year. Another way is a lot of lures that guys are using right now are lures that have a drop chain. Guys are using either the Haley or the Pilkey, and they're coming away with a lot of success with perch, especially using waxworms. The reason why, that perch can suck that bait in without hardly even noticing it. So again, that drop chain really comes in handy. Some of the other lures that guys are using, the buckshot rattle spoon or the VMC rattle spoon, have been working really well. To give it a little bit of a rattle, tipped with some waxworms, even pieces of night crawler have worked really well. And then the infamous shiny honey is also jigs that have worked really well for the perch. Again, the key is the light action rod, and just sit there and jig it right off the bottom and watch that rod tip to see if you get a little bit of a tap at the end. So again, there's no right or wrong way to do it, but make sure you have the right equipment. And also something else to keep in mind, some of your ice fishing jigs, such as the tungsten jigs, also will work. And we have a great sale on a lot of the tungsten jigs that we carry during the ice season. So stop on by and take a look at the equipment that we have for your perch season. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And folks, before I end this week's report, I want to bring your attention to a couple of things. First off, for the ongoing sales here, as I've mentioned weeks before, a number of rods and combos are on sale, such as all the number 8 rods and combos. They're a great selection at great prices, so make sure you stop on by. Also, leech season is coming to a close. It's hard to believe that we've reached that time of the year, but it's already there. So honestly, if you want any leeches, you might want to get them as soon as possible because they're going to be in short supply. And folks, if you have any questions whatsoever, where the fish are biting, what tackle is being used, or where we're located, or anything like that, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132, or stop by here at the store at 1120 East Benson Road in Sioux Falls. We'd be more than happy to help you out and to talk to you. And along with that, folks, I want to also take this opportunity to thank all of you for watching this report. It's a great pleasure to bring it to you each week, and I appreciate all of you that are watching it. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on. We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.